All right, YouTubers, welcome back. This may help somebody out here who's looking to buy a used car, right? For me, it's a little different. When I buy a car, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm feeling for. That comes with years and years experience. And I would challenge myself up against some of the best buyers in the world who go out and buy for the biggest name companies for used cars. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there like that. Or you are used car recondition specialists. So once you have what catches your eye, what's in your budget, you're going to go on the internet like everyone else is. Who doesn't, right? Your Facebook marketplace, the internet. You might stop at a used car lot. I don't know. However you're led to finding the car that you want. You're not looking on YouTube who has the best used car dealership around. First, you're going to find out who has the the product or inventory you're looking for. Then if you're familiar with that used car dealership or new car dealership, I don't think there's too many people that have, the kissy-huggy relationship with the used car dealership or new car dealership. I think that's on a slimmer scale. And remember, those are people who are salesmen. They're not necessarily car people. So for me, the first thing I do is I walk around the vehicle. I do a visual inspection. I'm in one now. And I kind of want to just take you through what I do. So this is here for a used car recondition inspection. This is a 15 F-150 pickup blue. The bad thing is that came here after someone already drove it here and the engine's a little warm. That concerns me a little bit. 187,000 miles concerns me a little bit. So most people, they're buying look. You shouldn't be buying look. When you're buying a car, if it's brand new, you can buy look, but you really don't know how that car handles and feels. So take what the vehicle looks like to you, like, oh, I love the way this vehicle looks, because that will overpower the wants and needs for real that you really want. You don't want a car that looks good that's a pile of crap mechanically, and some people just don't know, but they buy look, or they buy a label, right? They buy BMW, they buy Mercedes, so they can floss and flex with their coworkers and look good at the club. That is just the stupidest thing ever, but it goes on. This is the world we live in. Flex how much power you have in your bank account versus flexing how much money you're paying for a car. People have the right to flex. It's their money. So I'm on hot start. What I want to do next, looking at the information center, making sure that everything works, waiting for the coolant gauge to come up, or actually transmission temperature gauge to come up. Not really overly concerned with that. We don't have any warning lights. It's daytime. There's also, a nighttime inspection that you should do too for headlight alignment, but most people don't do that. So this is basically a hot start for me. We had some coolant temperature in it. We're going to take the car, put it in reverse, put it in drive. We're going to make sure that it goes into gear, back into park. Perfect. If it's four-wheel drive, you want to see, does the selector switch actually work? So just because it's coming on the dash doesn't mean that it works. You actually have to know and feel what four-wheel drive acts like with a four-wheel drive vehicle. So right now, my simple trick is floor the gas and forward and reverse. If it doesn't spin the tires, chances are the four-wheel drive is working properly. And there was no warnings that the four-wheel drive system doesn't work. This is a delayed process. It's fairly normal. Sometimes it takes seconds, not just instantly. Then I'm going to go through wiper blades, washer function, turn signals interior. All right, and then we do hazards. So some used car dealership buyers aren't looking at all this little stupid stuff. This is the stuff that I have to check. Windows. Front windows work. Rear windows work. And then we check mirror function. Do the mirrors work? You would be surprised how expensive mirrors are, and sometimes they just don't work. Door locks. Lock, unlock. Listening for anything grinding or clicking into doors. All the windows work. All that stuff works. Power steering seems to be fairly smooth and easy here. Next, I'm going to move on to, does the radio come on? Radio comes on. Anytime that you're checking a car, you do not want the radio on whatsoever. If there's flags slapping around the vehicle, take them off. So blower function next. Does it go to high? Does it go to low? Does it actually turn on? Does it turn off? Does the hot to cold functions work? So there was already heat in this car. In the wintertime, it's hard for you to say, does the AC work? The AC buttons should come on, and your temperature should drop. If you have a thermometer or a temperature gauge, you'll be able to figure this out. If not, you're going to require a set of gauges. So we're going to flip it to AC, just see if it gets any colder. So right now on my visual inspection, this knob is doing its thing, hot to cold, AC works. I'm turning that off. I'm on a road test. I'm listening for problems. Tow haul button works. So now we begin our road test. This does not include a code scan or a diagnostic report. This section here. I advise that you have every module scanned on any new or used car that you buy. You'd be surprised. So road test, we're gonna drive it easy. We're gonna listen. If you got a hat on, take it off. If you have passengers in the car, tell them shut up. If they're on their phone, get off. You need to hear what the car is doing. So you're gonna drive it aggressively too, right? You don't wanna just, oh yeah, let me just drive it real soft and easy because I don't wanna break anything. If it breaks, it already was coming apart. And then you wanna make left turns. You wanna make right turns. You wanna back up and make turns. This car already, in my mechanical wisdom, is a very solid vehicle. I don't even have a used car dealer tag to evaluate these cars. So I have to do what I have to do to check these cars out. So you also want to make sure that the seat belts work. You also want to make sure all the seats work. So some of my used car dealers don't care about certain things and others do. All I am is a reporter of conditions. Even for my customers, I am a reporter of conditions. So the car should be quiet. It should not be loud unless it has tires on it like that, which are extremely loud. And they mask. If the tires look normal and the car is making noise, something's going on. So this car is fairly quiet. Go ahead, lady. So we had a little bit of noise come into the stop, a little aggressive of a stop. I don't hear the typical Ford driveline thump and bump. So we definitely have a noise when we come to a stop, and I'm not sure if that's from the brakes or the suspension. So it sounds like it's creaking on the brakes. Let's see if I can't do it again. So now we're getting on it. We're gonna rip into this motor and see what she's got. So it's not consistent. So there is a noise from the front and rear that is slight. And I'm not 100% sure what it is. So now we move on to the rest of our inspection, which will be dash functions. Do all the vents work properly? Under hood inspection, under vehicle inspection. There's no oil sticker. Caleb just told me it doesn't fit in the shop. Can we get the Durango off of 2-bay and get it over here or something like that?
Yeah. I need your help getting that strut out too. So.
All right, let's get the Durango out. We really didn't have much to do here today at Meineke Center. It's a ghost town around here. Even my parts vendors are saying, dude, they're way off. 2 parts vendors said they're way off here, around here in Cinnaminson. Yeah, me too. I'm way off. So what I'm going to do here is just see if the dash vents work on forward. Forward. Facing, perfect. The front floor. And then let's go to defrost. Just defrost only. So all the modes, operations of the dash are functioning. This car scares me and excites me at the same time. Like, why would you just get rid of 188,000 mile F-150 unless there's major issues, which I'm going to find out. Or to go buy a brand new pile of crap truck that they built today. They were complete garbage. Complete garbage. And there's a lot to this inspection, right? Does it have a spare tire? Do all the seats work? Is the spare tire jack and arm in the car? Is there a wheel lock key if there's a wheel lock key? Are all the vents working, not working? I don't see anything broken. The owner of this vehicle obviously took care of it. It's definitely not a pile of crap, and they maintained it. It's not, doesn't have stained, skanky interior. There's not coffee snot everywhere. So let's get into it. We have to check all the doors. I already checked the tailgate, make sure that functions. Seat positions, we just want to make sure that seat works. So some of my inspection processes will be cut short based on what I see. The customer took care of the car. Now we have people who wash their car every day that are complete piles of crap.
Oh yeah.
Complete piles of crap. I'm so not that good for my left hand that I am with my right hand. Do the hood struts actually work? How about that? Actually work. 180,000 mile vehicle. And people say nobody replaces their hood struts. I'm going to tell you, someone put hood struts on this car at some point in time because they love this car. We're not load testing a battery, just reporting conditions here. It's an EcoBoost engine, EcoBoom, newer wheels and tires. Do we want to run an OBD2 code scan? You can. I'm not going to, but I definitely would advise you to scan all the codes. Based on how this vehicle runs and performs, I'm not overly concerned with that. Does the coolant bottle have coolant in it? Yes. Brake fluid is full. Washer fluid. We're going to do an oil and safety on this car. Sure, at least when this car leaves, that the dealer knows that the engine oil was full and the washer fluid was full. We're not concerned with differentials, transmission fluid, unless they're leaking. Car ride straight, go straight. Next is going to be undercarriage inspection. More moving on with visual. I know for the average person, this is impossible. I mean, you could go rent a bay. The dealership guy has a shop saying, dude, I want to test drive it, I want to put it on the lift, I want to go over it. And that might scare some of these. So with a real inspection, we were paying for it? Absolutely, 100%. Right down to what the color the diff fluid is and trans fluid. If you have that kind of coin, sure, I would do it. You're talking a $500 used car vehicle inspection. You're not talking your $90 visual inspection here. Now we're looking for frame damage. We're looking for leaks. We're looking for anything. There is a little bit of a timing cover seepage over there at the engine block. I don't even have to report that to this particular dealer. Seepages are not a concern of this particular used car dealer. We're going to visual inspect the brakes. Like I said, I did hear some creaking excuse me, from the front brakes. There was no front end noise. There you go. So what happened was they pad slapped this on bad rotors, so I knew that there was something going on there. Let me zoom in. So you can see that rotor right there. It's got a huge rust out spot in it all the way around the rotor and then across the face. So there is some guys out there that think they're really, really good. And it was grinding at one point in time. You can see the grind marks in the middle of that rotor, and they just pad slapped it. So we're going to move on with the rest of our inspections. I don't like pad slaps for many reasons. And then rocker inspection. So everything right now to me is in really good shape. So it looks like they pad slapped it all the way around. Our bed box is in good shape. So, yeah. So for a 180,000 mile vehicle, to find what I found, which is lack of findings, it's not too bad at all. Oh, here we go. I got you. I found it. These diapers are so bad for cars. Right there, people. Antifreeze. The diapers collect the antifreeze. So, now, where's it leaking from? Where are you leaking from? Water pump snail trail? That's what that looks like right there. Yep. Antifreeze. Coolant. So you got coolant right here. Your radiator's up here. So you either got a hose leaking coolant, which there's none running across this area, or it's the water pump. And I want to say it's dripping off the water pump. There's your snail trail. You can see the snail trail line. Water pump down. So the water poop is leaking. An 190,000 mile job could certainly turn into more of a water pump job. Interesting. So probably why the guy got rid of it was like, hey, took it in. They said, yeah, it's going to need hoses, water pump, 190,000 miles. You need everything, and rightfully so. 190,000 miles is a lot of miles on plastic and rubber. All right, so there you go. That was my used car vehicle inspection, and we can get way more in depth. If I had front end noises, I'd be combing the front end. If we had misalignment, I'd be all over it. If we had codes, I'd be all over it. But this would be a good buy for somebody if they actually fix what's wrong with it. All right, thanks for watching.